What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I just want to know why we don't talk about Cade Cunningham in major circles. Like, we don't talk about him as one of the best young players in the league, as one of the best point guards in the league. He don't get no love, no shine. He doesn't get any recognition, I feel like, of the best young players in the league, particularly. And maybe it's because he plays in Detroit and they've been bad for forever. But it's time we take a little bit of notice because the dude is really damn good. And I feel like this is year 4 or 5 for him. I believe it's year 4, where we're seeing him kind of put it all together. We're seeing his skill set is kind of, I wouldn't say completing itself because he's still only 23 years old, but we're seeing it it's rounding out. And we're seeing really of the point guards that are in this league that are young, he might have the full package compared to some other guys. I'm not going to bash anybody. I'm not going to put any players down. More so, just want to say Cade Cunningham's really damn good. 24 points, 8 assists, and like 7 rebounds for a point guard. Yes, he is like 6'5", 6'6", but he does it all, man. If you've watched Cade Cunningham, you'll watch that he's not this John Morant, Russell Westbrook lightning bolt out of a bottle going to kill the rim every time. He's playing like a slow, methodical. Honestly, I get a lot of, and they are not size-wise at all comparable, but game-wise, I get a lot of Chris Paul from him. The mid-range, that obviously Cade shoots more threes than Chris ever did, but you see a lot of just the controlling the game from a natural point guard's perspective to where he does that. Chris Paul would hit you in the mid-range, he would hit you off the pick and roll. Those things, great passing, all those were there. Right, and I see a lot of that in Cade, but to a higher degree because I think he's one of the best finishers, one of the better finishers in terms of just going to the rim and the hook shots, the bank shots. He's got a lot of different tools in the toolkit, and he just doesn't get no shine. And the Pistons are 5-8, which, I mean, that's better than they've been in years past at this point. And I think that they're playing decent basketball. They've been in some close games. They've had some close losses, some OT losses recently, but he's been really good throughout. I think like games 5 through 7 this year, he had 3 straight games with a triple double, and they were efficient games with triple doubles. He's 2-1 in that stretch, by the way, as well. So it contributed to winning in that sense. He's just been really good, and LaMelo Ball is getting a lot of hype, a lot of credit because he's playing amazing right now, which is awesome because Charlotte needs it. But Cade is doing, because LaMelo is averaging almost 30, so we're not going to put it like apples to apples. But he's doing really damn good too, and there's just no shine going that way, and it doesn't make any sense because he hits the threes, he plays the mid-range, he can get to the rim, he can hit a freaking hook shot, which no point guards in the league even attempt. He plays pretty good help defense. He's pretty good when it comes in help coverage and trying to block shots and, stripping passes. He's really damn good. As that is the moral of the story. It might even be the title of the video is Cade Cunningham is really damn good at basketball. Or honestly, he's underrated, I think is the best point that you can put at him right now. Because when you talk about the best players under 25, if you look at like the Ringer or Ranker or ESPN, he's always like somewhere in like 10 to 15. And it doesn't make sense because you'll have like 6 guys ahead of him that don't impact as much as he does. And it's all potential. And he's impacting and still has incredibly high potential. He's only 23. And he just turned 23. And he's only getting better. I think he's shooting like 46% from the field or something like that. Like 36 from 3. Give or take on the numbers there. But he's been effective. He's playing really well. He's leading the Pistons. Like, he's far and away their best player. I think the combo of him and Jalen Duren is really fun to watch. Especially, there was a game, I think it was against the Bucks, when Giannis put up like 60 or whatever it was. Just one play in particular that it's just skill that you have to do it. It was like a pick and roll. He's kind of snaking it and has the defender in jail and throws a left-handed lob to Jalen Duren. And it was just pure pinpoint, perfect pass, perfect finish. That gives me hope as somebody that wants to see the Pistons get out the gutter. And if they can play well for longer stretches, right? Because last year they had that like 28 game losing streak or whatever it was. And the whole season was just smashed, right? But if they can kind of play at this pace where they, are kind of hovering near 500 or staying close to it, staying in that play-in, I think we'll get a little bit more recognition because he just doesn't get any Like, if you were to go on Twitter and search up like NBA highlights, nobody's putting him on there for whatever reason. But he's a highlight. He off the dribble 3, bang. He's pull up 3, bang. It's transition 3, bang. It's mid range free throw, floater, hook. It's all there. When you're talking about complete skill sets and just a package as a whole, Cade Cunningham is one of those dudes that is at the very, very top of the list for how much he can impact a game. And we're just seeing this barely get poked into because he's so young and the team's been so bad around him that as they start to hopefully make better roster decisions over the next year or two, hopefully we see him just break through all the way for people to recognize. Because if that ever happens, he's easily a guy that could be 27, 8, and 8, 28, 8, and 8. Like, he could be that level as he gets better. And, he's not even in his prime yet. So he gets closer to his prime. This is going to be one of the best point guards, not only in the East, but in the league. And I think a lot of people are going to be mad at themselves that they didn't watch how would you say it? How would you say it? The upbringing and the come up from him, because this is the guy that's leading a team that has been in the gutter for so long, and as soon as they do break through, it's going to be special for that fan base. And I just think Cade's a special player, special talent. I think he's a number one option. Just building that team around him so that they win more games and get more recognition, then people will pay attention to Cade. I just think that's probably it. Because if you're not watching because of a skill thing, I don't know why you're not watching. Because he's one of the more skilled players in the league. But yeah, what do you guys think of Cade Cunningham? I think he's kind of on his way to maybe being an all-star this year, but I think they need to win some games in order to get that recognition, or he just has to go nuclear for a month and really get the shine. But ultimately, I just think if people aren't paying attention enough, and I think he's underrated at this point, because for anybody to do 24, 8, and 7, and it's never talked about, like, if anybody else does that, and it's a big deal. But for whatever reason with him, it doesn't get any shine, and I don't get it. But I think Cade's awesome. I think he's getting better and better. Only 23 years old, having the best season of his career. The team's playing decent ball. The combination of him and Duran looks good. Him and Ivy look good together. Maybe just getting a coach that actually knows what he's doing is helping for once. And I think people should start watching a little bit more of Cade, and you'll understand why I'm so high on him. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you like this kind of content. Please like the video. I just want to talk about somebody that I thought was underrated, and I just figured Cade is the perfect candidate for that because he's awesome. But I'm done. Peace.